Welcome back to episode 2 of Hoagie's Corner. We covered defensive positioning and now I want to talk about some offensive positioning. So I took the other team off the ice to kind of just simplify things and think about generally where we want to be and start to get into how we can start maintaining the puck more. I think we don't maintain possession as well as I think we can. And that comes with cycling the puck. So I'm going to kind of talk about cycling and generally each person's role depending on where they should be. So in the offensive zone, there isn't as much of a position for the offensemen. The offensemen all generally kind of do the same thing, and the defensemen both kind of do the same thing. Generally. Teams kind of play it a bit different sometimes depending on the strategies. I think especially in NHL 22, like the more fluid you can be, the more... So I'll talk about it. But anyway, so scenario. So we say we win the puck. And most of the time it's going to be in the corners. So the corners is generally where the most turnovers happen. And then where you find yourself picking up the puck, looking for an option, everybody's kind of generally set up. So ideally, say if we win the puck and we're in the zone, think about where then we should be. So Biff's in the corner with the puck here. Think about where a winger should build. There should always be somebody in the high slot. So right now this is Hassel. So Hassel's sitting right around the dots. You can kind of float up here, depending on kind of you're going to get open and where's the best passing lane for him to get it to you. You want to just generally be floating high slot, somewhere around here. This other guy, so this is good to know too. So generally also when you're thinking about positioning, when you think about how high or low you are, so low in the zone, high in the zone, this is 1. Because he's the lowest. That's 2, and that's 3. So they all kind of have different responsibilities depending on how high or low you are in the zone. So 1 has the puck. 3 is going to usually be the high slot guy. So he's sitting over here. Now 2, this is where you can get a bit creative and what teams kind of can stretch the ice and you could also maintain possession more and cycle the puck. 2, what I'd like to see us do more is use this back post more. So I think sometimes we're getting caught up with somebody around here or, he's over here a lot. What I like to see us do is to stretch the ice a bit more and that 2 guy be sitting somewhere around here. So if the back post is here, kind of just a bit up, somewhere around here. And what that's going to do is it's going to draw their defender out and it's also going to give that pass option around the net. So 2, I'd like to see him kind of floating around here. So 1's down low, he's with the puck. So when you talk about a cycle, so a way to cycle the puck means everybody kind of moves in the same direction in a circle, but then you're all taking the different roles. So 1 could move with the puck. If he finds space and he moves up here. 2's going to move this way, and he's going to move down here, just around the net. So now if you hit to have a look at it, he's 1. He's probably 2 and he's 3. So then they have all different positions. They're all kind of looking at defensively if the puck were to get turned over, which I'll talk about in a sec. But generally the cycle is then this. So you can generally find yourself all 3 is moving in the same direction. And the more you do that, the more it's going to open up passing lanes and the more it's going to you're going to find yourself open, but also keep ourselves in position for when we do turn over the puck to be able to get back and move back and everybody knows their responsibilities. So anyway, guy in the corner, always somebody in the high slot. So right around here. So if the puck ended up over here, high slot, floating somewhere around here. And I'd like to see us try more to use more of this back post. So it gives an option, pass around. And again, the cycle. So you can cycle around the net. So people can kind of move around like this and cycle around the net. You can also do a 2-man cycle. So say if this guy's high slot, he's down here, he has the puck. So say if that's not really an option, he's finding he's getting stuck with coverage here. He can't move the puck. If he just comes down low, move the puck, he's going to cycle right up here. And then these guys can kind of trade off, leave the puck for him, come around. So you can have a 2-man cycle just in the corner. But generally you want to move in a circle and think triangles. So there's your triangle. If, the pass happens here, he's going to move over and look for that pass. He's going to move up. There's your triangle. So you always want to stay in that triangle. And you generally kind of want to move in the flow of where the puck's moving and give each other space. So there's a reason for that. So say if you're moving up here and red moves up here, well, look at how easy it is to cover both guys. You could just plunk one guy here, and he's generally kind of covering both of you. So that's why kind of moving as a cycle, as a unit, is easier to find space. So again, you got the guy back post. This is the high slot guy. Guy's in the corner. You can say around the boards. Boom. He moves over. Him moving, the defenseman's going to have to kind of move with him, which then leaves this space open. So the more you kind of move, the more space ends up happening. Next video, I want to talk about back check, but generally that's kind of what I think is going to really help us keep possession, is using those cycles and kind of moving around in your triangle and making sure you aren't just getting caught like this, because what good are you? What passing option? It's a really tight, crazy triangle. You want to try and stay in a space as the triangles. Puck moves up this way, he carries it, move over, he goes down. Generally try and stay in that triangle. I think too, also being mindful of, well, I'll talk about in the next video about like a back check, but think about who is the third man back. Actually, I'll talk about that in the next video. But so then defensive positioning too. So when we're in the offensive zone, say if this guy in the number 2, he comes down, puck moves over this way, you'd be kind of here floating around the top of the blue line. You want to come down here then. And then he can bring it around, throw it on the boards. You're an option. He's going to move up here. And then this guy, it's always his responsibility to let no one behind him. Challenge that blue line if you can. But if they have these guys who are trying to stretch the ice, we're going to have to kind of give a bit of a cushion. But if that's happening and he has the puck, he can use the space and skate. So if they're going to give us that space, fine, but use it. So don't kind of keep the puck down low. If all their wingers are hanging up here, use that space, move up here, and then that opens all these passing lanes. You got him moving in the high slot, he's backdoor. But again, you still have your triangle. So think triangles, and then by cycling, you kind of want to generally move in the flow of where your other teammates are moving. And that would be episode 2 of Hoagie's Corner.